Okay, let's talk about Payton Eeles real quick, Jeremy. Missed a ton of time at the beginning of the season, but here's my question to you real quick. Like, is he one of the guys who's likely benefited from some of the fire sale here? He has not hit the heights of last year yet, but he's been hot recently. Hitting 278, 379, and that's the number I'm interested in, that on-base percentage. 356, much less slug than last year, 3 home runs, 9 extra base hits overall. Walking 9% of the time, striking out just 16%. It's close to a 90% in zone contact rate. If he continues to be hot down the stretch, is Eeles someone you're interested in seeing as possibly that like infield utility Castro type role for 2026? What do you make of him?
Yeah, I mean, to start, when you asked if he's one that benefited from the fire sale, I'd be hard pressed to find someone
Sure,
that didn't, aside from, I think, Trevor Larnach, right? Where there's all these guys brought in to essentially do the exact same thing that Trevor, like,
Yep.
Alan Roden, James Outman, obviously, probably going to play more center, but it's like, Larnach is probably hurt by it. Kiersey's probably hurt by it. Aside from that, I think, there's less of a blockage for Walker Jenkins, Kalen Culpepper. Like, even though all these positions weren't traded, I think it does open up that opportunity. As far as Eeles goes, it's just crazy because, we talked about how Fedco's development was kind of unseen. Like, who sees Payton Eeles do what he did last year and be this feel good story, and probably does have that opportunity. Like, I'm an Austin Martin fan, and I kind of view Austin Martin in that Willie Castro role, but Martin plays like zero infield, right? And doesn't really have any of the profile to play a corner spot, and looks like an absolute butcher in center. So, I mean,
that's why I like Eeles. That's why I like Eeles better personally, because in Martin at the moment, I think, at least, and I guess like maybe there's still time for proof points otherwise. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, and that's totally fair. But I mean, that could be another thing where you look at and you say, like we talked about the Fedco, McCusker, Kiersey. Like, is this a thing where you can say, well, Austin Martin, Payton Eeles, like this is why, and we talked about it before, like with the trade deadline, like it adds some intrigue to how rosters constructed. And when your team is kind of set, it's the fringe of the 40 man where you're like, okay, well, they're going to add this relief pitcher, but really everything else is set. So that it's added kind of excitement. And I think a lot of doors have opened for prospects that maybe wouldn't have that opportunity and have that or have that opportunity as quickly.
Yep. And like, I don't know. I guess maybe you're a bigger Austin Martin fan than I am. I just see like the things that he is purported to be good at not being that good at those. So like, yeah, hypothetically, Austin Martin should be a really good outfield defender, but he gets really bad jumps. Or hypothetically, Austin Martin should be a really good base runner, but he gets thrown out on a poor base running decision in that series against the Yankees, I want to say it was, or one of the recent games in extras. So I don't know. I do think Eeles has some kind of intrigue, at least as someone who, like, I'd feel solid about Payton Eeles playing some defense at second base. Maybe not shortstop, but I don't think anyone feels confident about Austin Martin playing anywhere on the infield. And I think the Twins are going to want some type of utility guy who can do that next year, whether that's him or someone else.